Happy Thursday! The G's of threes are back, and LaMelo Ball freaking sucks. Let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and we are here to talk some more basketball, baby. That's right. I guess we're going to call it Bounce Back Thursday because freaking freak that sucked on Wednesday. We're going to talk about all that. It was definitely an interesting day in the NBA. NBA is just weird right now. It just is. I'm not saying that just because of my bets. I mean, it's just there's some crazy things happening. We're getting close to the All-Star break. It's only a couple weeks away. I just say tread carefully with bets, that's for sure. But quick reminder on the channel, NFL championship game preview and best bets for both of those games. That will be out in the next 2 days, either Thursday night or Friday night here on the channel. Huge ones to talk about. We got Lions and 49ers and the Ravens and Chiefs. So that should be a lot of fun. I know you Lions fans are pretty nervous right now. So I'm going to keep this intro short because we got a big show for you. In this video, we're going to recap yesterday, which freaking sucked. It just did. And that's Power Forward Day. We're going to talk defenses that give up the most points, the most rebounds, and the most assists to the power forward position. And then we're going to do the G's of threes because we did not get it out yesterday. So I promised you it, and we have it. And then I'll give you my best bets, or as I like to call them after yesterday, bets. That's what I'm going to call them. And then we'll, of course, recap it, put a bow on it. Hit that like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. This is a great community. Appreciate all the support. Just creeped over 20,000, as you guys know. Thank you for all the comments, by the way. That was awesome. But I'm ready to get started. It's all business. Let's get some winners, and it starts with the recap. Let's start with the good news now. We got the big man, Jared Allen, over 14 and a half points. That was an easy winner. 8 points in the first half, and then ended with 20, or maybe a little over 20 now that I think about it. The second one, LaMelo Ball. This one hurt. This one hurt so bad. 25-plus points in Wembanyama, 18-plus points. Wemby got it done. I should have just taken his over on his own. He got that done easily. LaMelo freaking Ball. LaMelo, I forgot how to ball. Seriously, he was horrendous. I think he had like 3 offensive fouls, 4 turnovers, and shot 6 for 21. Guys, every single day of the week and twice on Sunday, I will bet a guy who scores a lot of points usually and takes over 20 shots. I wanted him to take 18 or more. He did it. He just bricked everything. I mean, there was times he got benched in the fourth quarter for a little bit, came back in, and then had a 50-second span where he missed 3 shots. It was unfreaking believable. He had 17 going to the fourth quarter and ended with 17. He is something else. And it's not just shooting. He is a streaky shooter, and he doesn't do much else. I'm going to be honest with you. He's just flashy. He can obviously pass the ball a little bit, but I think he's overrated. I have before. I just thought volume alone would be plenty enough to get him 25, and it wasn't. He just shot horrendously, but it is what it is. Next one, Jalen Duren, 10-plus rebounds. He had 2 fouls in the first 5 minutes. Got taken out for a while, came back in. 1 minute later, picked up his 3rd foul, and then went back to the bench. He played 6 minutes in the first half. 15 minutes heading to the fourth quarter. It was just absolutely ugly. He ended with 8 rebounds in only 21 minutes. I mean, the bet was there. The read was there. He just screwed it up. But you know what? It didn't matter because, surprisingly, Jalen Williams did not score 15. I think he had maybe a season low or close to it with 13 points because of an absolute beatdown that the Thunder put on the Spurs. So that was a loss either way. So whether Durant did it or not, it didn't matter. And then I added DeJounte Murray also double-double. It's just a half unit. I wanted to take a chance at it. I thought he had a chance to either get their rebounds or assists. He's done well without Trae Young. He ended, I think, with 7 rebounds, 7 assists, so he fell short on both. But again, half unit. So 1 and 2.5 record we were today, unfortunately. But 16 and 12 in the last 28. That is not a run by any means. I'm just letting you know because to me it feels like we've just been absolutely terrible lately. But you know what? 16 and 12 in the last 28 is just whatever. It's even. But we need to get better. I'm determined to get better. I'm back to the grind. Let's get back into it. But that's what we got for the bets recap. Overall record below. Before we get into those best bets, it's time for some research help. And it starts with the power forwards. There they are. The defense has given up the most points to the power forward position in the last 15 days. The only matchup we have down there are the Chicken Nuggets, giving up 24.98, and they're facing Mr. Julius Caesar Randle for the Knicks, 24.4 points per game. Power forwards is a strong position for guys. Obviously, you got Kevin Durant, Giannis, Cat, Jaren Jackson joining the party, so on and so on. LeBron down there. Remember LeBron? I think he still plays basketball, but averaging 22.4 points per game. So take a screenshot. Hopefully this helps you get some winners with some power forwards. Only one matchup for that just for Thursday games. Now let's check out the rebounds. We have 3 of them. And as you can see, There is a tie at 10th with LeBron and Bobby Portis at 7.2 rebounds per game. LeBron hasn't played many games in the last 15 days, but that arrow is to LeBron, as you can see by the word on the arrow. How about that creativity, huh? Anyways, Wizards playing the Utah Jazz. Lauri Markkanen having a good matchup, and then Karl Anthony Towns coming off a game where he scored over 50 points. He gets to face the Nets, who have given up the 10th most rebounds to the power forward position, and Cat is rebounding 8.4 per game in the last 15 days. You got your usual guy, Giannis, up at the top, and then Jabari Smith Jr. for the Houston Rockets, averaging 9.2 rebounds per game. So that's the rebounds. Let's go check out the assists now. It's one of those stats, like I mentioned, it doesn't mean a ton. 5.47, giving up the most in the league of the Warriors, but all the way down to 10 is only 4.89. It's not that much different. But we got two matchups. The Jazz facing Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma averaging 5.2 assists per game. And then Julius Randle again versus the Nuggets. 5.34 given up per game. And Julius Randle averaging 5.9 assists per game. Quite a bit in the last 15 days. Giannis leading the way at 8 up there at number 1. So that's the power forward position. Hopefully this helps you get some winners. And now let's talk the G's of threes. All right, let's go. Time to talk some shooters from downtown. If you are new to the channel, every single week we like to talk the last 8 games and talk to you about who the hottest shooters from the three-point range are. We have the 40-40 rule. 40 plus three-point attempts made is the minimum. 40% shooting or better. We got a few slides to get through. But hopefully this kind of just helps you out. If someone's played less than the 8 games, we'll put a note like CJ McCollum down there in 7 games. Just so you have an idea how many they're taking per game and things like that. But we got some big shooters this week, that's for sure. No one hit the 50% mark here, but we do have D'Angelo Russell shooting 48.4%. Alex Burks shooting 49.2 for the Pistons, stepping up with Cade Cunningham out. And so on, so on. How about Niang for the Cleveland Cavaliers, shooting 47.3? And there's a reason Cavaliers have won quite a bit of games, except for yesterday. You also have Sam Merrill at the top. You guys all know Sam Merrill went to Utah State. I just looked that up just so I had info. But he's shooting 41.6% from the three-point range. So anyway, take a screenshot. We all know Paul George is shooting the ball pretty dang well right now, 45.2%. So let's check out the second page now. And the guy in green, he is leading in the clubhouse. Unbelievable. That's ridiculous, by the way. That's not even like real. 30 for 48 and the highest percentage we have ever given out on the G's of threes, 62.5%. That's insane. And oh, by the way, how about Grayson Allen up there? 54.9%, 28 for 51. Luke Kennard, who I still hate for what he did to me on when I bet his under, he's shooting an even 50%, 27 for 54. So that's page 2. Let's go check out page 3 now. And then our boy, Kobe White, the Hall of Famer, baby. He is shooting 44.7%. Jordan Hawkins for the Pelicans. How about that? Over 50% shooting. So on and so on. Williams Jr. for the Grizzlies getting more playing time quickly, shooting the ball well for his new team with the Raptors and all that. So anyways, that's page 3. Take a screenshot. We have one more page, but it's only 2 guys, and it's 2 Utah Jazz players. How about Colin Sexton, the man, the myth, the legend? 21 for 40, 52.5%. And Fontecchio, who is shooting the ball very well for them. Fontecchio, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm sure you guys will correct me. 16 for 40, shooting even 40%. So those are the G's of threes. Hopefully this helps you get some winners. I know we haven't bet many 3-point props this year, but I know you guys like to do some, or maybe put some alt lines in a parlay and things like that. So that's what we got for the research help for Thursday, January 25th. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first bet, we are taking a break from the player props, and I got a 5-point teaser. Give me the Jazz minus 2.5 and the Bulls plus 10 at plus 100 on FanDuel. Again, FanDuel has the best odds for NBA teasers, just so you guys know. Let's start out with the Jazz minus 2.5. They are taking on the Harry Potter Wizards in the nation's capital. Wizards are just flat out struggling. They are 7-36 overall, 1-11 in their last 12 games. And the huge advantage the Jazz are going to have here is rebounding. Wizards are 30th in rebounding. Jazz are second in the league in rebounding. The Wizards also have allowed the most offensive rebounds per game in the entire league at 13 per game. And this is a tough matchup for them because the Jazz love to crash the glass. They have gotten the third most offensive rebounds per game in the league at 12.6 per game. So, I mean, it's a really big mismatch on the glass for them. You got guys like Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, I just think this deep is this, or in Walker Kessler too. This team is just too deep, guys. The Wizards will not have an answer for Colin Sexton, who's just absolutely blazing hot right now. Laurie Markkinen, we all know what he can do. He's a stud. Fontecchio shooting the ball really well, as you guys saw. This Jazz team is not a team exactly that only wins at home. We're used to just tailing them at home in Utah, which is obviously a good idea, but we're used to just fading them, automatic fade on the road. That's not the case right now, especially when you go up against the Wizards. But the Jazz 5-5 in the last 10 on the road. That's decent. And they face teams like the Cavaliers, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Pelicans twice. I mean, it's been a tough schedule. They are 5-5 in the last 10 on the road. Wizards complete step down. They're absolutely terrible. I think this deep Jazz team gets a win here, and I only need them to win by 3 or more points. So give me the Jazz minus 2.5. Second leg, Bulls plus 10. I know you guys might question this one, but they're on the road facing the LA Lakers. So the Bulls we've talked about before, they've been very competitive for the last few weeks to a month of the season. Let me talk some injuries in this game though. Levine's going to be out. That's a good thing to me. So I'm not too worried about it. Patrick Williams is probable, which is good. Anthony Davis, questionable. It actually says questionable. It's every single game. I know that, but hey, it hasn't moved to probable to play or anything yet. So if he doesn't play, that's a bonus. LeBron, questionable every day of his life. Bulls, I mean, if you watch the Bulls, they're running about 7 or 8 deep. I mean, they don't play a lot of bench guys. And if you look at the starters' minutes, I mean, it's pretty huge. And the Bulls beat the Lakers by 16 earlier this season. Different teams now, not a huge deal. DeRozan had a big game, and if I had to pick a player prop other than my boy Kobe, which by the way, Kobe White's PRAs went up like 3. They went up to 33.5 last I saw. They might go up again. It's an option. It's not a bad one, but it just got a little too high for me. But I also think DeRozan has a big game here, so his PRAs might be a good option too. So, but these teams are pretty much even to me. Let's be honest with how they're playing right now, this part of the season, with LeBron not playing. Lakers don't shoot the ball well from deep. The Bulls don't shoot that well from deep either. Kobe White does, though. I will say that. Bulls have been the better rebounding team this year, especially offensive rebounding. Bulls are seventh, and the Lakers are 29th in the league right now. So I think 6 or 5 is too many, and I would gladly take up to 10. I think this game goes down to the wire. I like this bet even if AD plays. I'm assuming he plays. If he doesn't play, I mean, this is incredible value. If AD and LeBron sit out and you're getting Bulls plus 10, I mean, Bulls might even win it, to be honest with you. So I like the matchup for DeRozan and Kobe. I think these two teams are playing pretty even right now. So when you expect a close game and I'm going to take 10 points, I will be happy about it. So give me the Bulls plus 10, the Jazz minus 2.5 as my first best bet of the night. Before we get to the next bet, it's time to talk a little bet MGM. Thanks to our partnership with OddsShopper, an incredible deal for new users. You bet $5, you get $158 instantly in bonus bets in 3 different bets: 50, 50, and 58 for Super Bowl 58. This is a very limited time offer. If you want to get this deal, click the link below. It's just an incredible deal. You got to take advantage of it because it is going to be going away very, very shortly. So that's what we got. Must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. And now back to the bets. All right, this second best bet takes us out to Madison Square Garden. We got the New York Knickerbockers hosting the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets minus 2.5. Total in this game 224. Before we get into the details, this will be my second and final bet on the video, but don't forget I will have an added play in the pinned comments, just like yesterday, maybe two. I just try to I'm trying to get to bed before midnight. I'm not feeling well, and I can't be up too much later. So these are the two bets. But against the spread, Denver Nuggets 19-24 and 2 ATS, 8-15 and 1 ATS on the road, and then the Knicks 24-18 and 2 against the spread, 11-7 and 1 ATS at home. Over under, 2 under teams. Nuggets are the number 1 under team in the league at 27 and 18 to the under. Knicks 25 and 19 to the under. They are the number 4 best under team in the league. I promise you, I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to avoid player props. It wasn't my goal tonight, but you know what? You never know how the bets and what you end up liking and all that, but I'm staying away from player props, and maybe the first time all year, maybe the second, I don't remember now. I am taking a total. Give me the under 224 in this game at minus 110 on FanDuel. Now, Knicks games, how about this trend? They have gone under in 10 of the last 11 games. That's not a coincidence because they traded away 2 offensive pieces in RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly and brought in one of the best defenders in the NBA and OG Anunoby. And then, of course, as you just saw, the Nuggets, number 1 under team in the NBA. Yes, these are all baked into the line a little bit, but 224 just seems a bit high still. And then the pace for these teams, which is huge, obviously, with over-unders. They have paces like the teams did in the 1990s. Very freaking slow. Nuggets 28th in pace, Knicks 27th in pace, a little bit slower even with Anunoby too. But since Anunoby came over in the trade, which has been 12 games so far, he may have played in all 12, maybe 11 of the 12. But either way, in the 12 games since the trade, the start of the new year, the Knicks have the number one defensive rating in the NBA at 103.7. So it's been really solid for them. In the last 12 games with Anunoby, the total score for those games have gone under this 224 line in 9 of those 12. And then matchup wise, Knicks rely a lot on the 3 pointer. Denver Nuggets are pretty good at defending the three. So I think it's a good matchup in regards to defending and how these teams play. So we got two very slow teams. Obviously, Jokic, the big question mark for me is Hartenstein going to play? He's questionable. Obviously, I prefer him to play. He's been great defensively, great at rebounding the ball. But if he doesn't play, I still do like the under. Jokic might get some of his points, but I just think this pace is so slow. These two teams are just really good at staying under. I think Anunoby, hopefully they put him on Jamal Murray and kind of slow him down a little bit. But I think 224 is a bit low, or a bit high, sorry, because we got, like I said, two of the five slowest teams in the league. They've been going under nonstop. So give me the under 224 in this game as my second best bet. And let's check out the bets recap. All right, these are the two bets so far. Give me a 5 point teaser with the Jazz minus 2.5 and the Bulls plus 10 at plus 100 on FanDuel. And then the under 224 in the Nuggets Knicks game at minus 110 on FanDuel. I know there's no player props yet, but again, check those pinned comments in Discord and on X. I will have at least one added play in the morning. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. It is Bounce Back Thursday. I'm ready to get some winners. And then obviously we got that NFL video coming out for the AFC NFC championship games here in the next couple days. So it's a fun week. I appreciate all the support. Hopefully you have a great Thursday, and we'll talk to you soon.